Good morning to all my friends and family, and welcome to Jim's 5 a.m. club. It's Thursday morning, it's mild, looks like it's going to be a cracker of a day. The sunrise was very pinky orange, and we're off to another walk and talk. Just heading to work, running a little bit late today, so we won't have the opportunity to go down Harbourside and check out the harbour. So let's just do a streetscape today and see where it leads us. So what I'll do today is I'll continue along my theme of book summaries, and the book that we'll look at today is another awesome book, and it's entitled Unscripted, and the author is MJ Demarco. So I'll keep on going this way. There's a mate of mine here coming down the street that I used to work with, a fellow Greek. So there is a brotherhood amongst the Greeks. Τι κάνεις μεγάλε, είσαι καλά? Έλα, χρόνια πολλά, καλά Χριστούγεννα. Κάνω vlog, περπατάω και μιλάω. Είσαι καλά, θα πούμε ύστερα. As I said, there's a brotherhood amongst all Greeks, which just permeates our society. Anyway, this book entitled Unscripted is got some powerful messages. And the first message they talk about is the fact that we live in a world of hyper-reality. Hyper-reality basically means that with social media, photography, and the right now, here now sort of technologies that we have, most people live a life of illusion, thinking that what they see on social media, the well-crafted images, the thought out, the preconceived and pre-thought out poses and smiles reflect reality, and a lot of people use that as a benchmark and a baseline to compare their lives to. And for most people, they just feel empty and disappointed with their lives, because very few people's lives come close to matching the hyper reality which exists on social media. And I guess we've all been victim of hyper reality, and the fun comes when everybody tries to outdo each other, especially this time of year, around about Christmas time, with all the wonderful opportunities to catch up with people and get selfies. But they talk about the hyper reality being something which causes a lot of distress in people. The other hyper reality that we live in is that of money, where people seem to ascribe and think that people with money are better than them, and nothing from the truth can be so, because money comes easily to some people and it falls into their laps because of luck, been in the right place at the right time. They've inherited it, they've divorced their husbands and ended up with the gold mine, whereas the husband ends up with the shaft. But money doesn't make a person, and we know that. We see that all the time. We see lots of people who've got lots of money, but they're no happier, they're no better off than most of the other people around them. So they talk about the importance to have a reality check in our lives, and the author then goes on to say that it is impossible to get through life without failing at something, unless you live so cautiously that it isn't worth living at all, which is another really powerful point. So you need to basically just live your life and go for it without worrying about failing, without worrying about having challenges, because we're all bound to fail at something. So just embrace it and get on with it. The author also talks about the fact that there isn't a silver bullet or a cherished macro event that will make you happy or make you successful in life. And you need to, we all need to realign our expectations and to understand, and especially for young people, to understand that extraordinary results come from extraordinary efforts. So you need to basically work hard, stick to a plan, and keep on going one step at a time, rather than dreaming or thinking that you're going to win lotto or you're going to all of a sudden have the best life ever, because it just doesn't work like that. So the call to action is to give up the ghost and shortcut search, and to then put your nose down and to work deliberately to trying to improve your life, and do the work, basically, to do the work, to do the effort, to put in the effort, and not to expect magic from nothing, and not to flee from difficulty. The key is to embrace difficulty, to embrace challenge, and to embrace whatever comes your way, and then to think about it, work through it, to try and identify the best next step. And the author also says something else which is very, very important, is that we shouldn't be tricking children into thinking that they're a lot more successful and a lot more worthy than what they really are, because as parents we need to be a proxy to how society works and how community works, and to remind our children that not everybody deserves a trophy. You know, you need to do the work. You need to have achieved in order to get a trophy. Else, if everybody gets a trophy, then what we're teaching them is we're teaching them how to fail. We're teaching them how to get sucked in to living a life where they're constantly disappointed and feeling empty, and that's not where we want them to end up. So it's important, as the author says, to ensure that people learn to receive feedback without feeling that their ego has been crushed. A very, very important lesson for everybody of all ages, and something which is hard because we all have egos. There are often times where my children pull me up and give me a reality check on certain things, and I must admit, it does get, it is a bit of a shock sometimes when your loved ones pull you up and tell you a few things, but you just got to grin and bear it and take it on board. And what the author then says is that in order to succeed in life, from their perspective, so their definition of success or their lessons that they've learnt over the years, in order to succeed, you need to do not what you're passionate about, not what you love, but you need to do what you hate, and to enjoy doing what you hate. Because the bottom line, and this is so powerful, I really, really love this. This message here is so profound. The bottom line for each and every one of us is that how much pain, anxiety, and suffering we are willing to endure tells everybody how much success that we're willing to achieve. How true is that? You know, I admire people who just go through life and get things done, and you know they're suffering. They know they're going through anxiety. You know they're going through pain. You know that what they're doing is not easy, and yet they do it. And by doing it, they're shouting from the highest roof, "Look at me, I can't be beaten, I can't be controlled, I can't be crushed." And the author then goes on to say that the greatest happiness secret is autonomy, being able to get things done on your own without help. Of course, help is good if you can get it, but knowing that you can do it by yourself is one of the greatest feelings of all for all of us. And then the author talks about the internal versus the external locus, and success and happiness comes from having an internal locus, an internal focus, being able to focus internally. Because if your happiness comes from things outside of you, you're always going to be drifting, you're always going to be wondering, you're always going to be hoping, and take it from me, you're always going to be let down, because you can't continue to expect other people outside of yourself to feed your ego and to feed your happiness criteria. So the key from the author, the call to action once again, is to have an internal focus. Have your own compass that you follow religiously, and don't worry about what other people think, say or do. By all means, take it on board, but don't have it as your primary fuel for happiness. And the last one is something that I really enjoy. For those who know me, I'm a share trader. I partner with a broker, and we buy and sell shares on a daily basis. And I've been doing it for years, so it's not something that I'm doing all of a sudden. I've been doing it for almost a decade now. So the key message, and I often talk to people and they say to me that that the fundamentals are wrong, or this, that and the other. And I say to people, look, I don't care about fundamentals. I'm a trader. I'm in and out of the market. The goal is to make money as quickly as possible and as effectively as possible. And we make money and we lose money. But there are many great lessons that we get from the activities that we do. And the most important lesson of all is that when you're making a profit, when you've got a quick gain, to cash it in and to take a profit, because every profit is sweet. And a rule that the author talks about in his book, which I'm going to chat with my stockbroker about and talk to him about that and see if we can incorporate it into our rule set, is the 3x3 rule, which basically means if your shares increase by the equivalent or more than 3 years worth of combined dividends in any 3-month period, then sell it and take a profit. I like that, and I like that very much. And as I've said time and time again, every time I read a book, I learn something. But it's the applied knowledge which is the key. So I'll try and apply some of the messages that I've taken from this book, and I hope you've benefited as well. Anyway, let's finish off with a positive affirmation. I'm alive, I'm well, and I feel absolutely great. To my friends and family, stay connected, stay relevant, and most importantly, let's live our lives as unscripted as possible, and do the hard work, and so that we can enjoy the autonomy and the benefits, and to stay internally focused, to have our internal locus as opposed to an external locus when it comes to seeking joy and meaning in our lives. So thank you once again from Jim's 5am Club, and I look forward to coming to you again tomorrow from a different location with a different message so that we can get through the morning and get through our lives and share as many experiences as we can as possible and enjoy this wonderful day, this wonderful Thursday, which will never ever come back again. So take care, have a great day. This is Agapao, and bye from Jim's 5am Club.